I'm Richard Evans. I'm the new UK and I country manager. Our theme today is open source meets AI. But first of all, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Claria. They were known as Chakra UK. They were part of a Spanish organisation, and they deliver consultancy work and services for WSO2. They're one of our main sponsors today, and if you want to speak to them, they're in the breakout area over there. So I'd just like to say thanks to everyone. We passed our 20-year anniversary this year, and we've reached the 100 million mark in terms of annual recurring revenue. So there's a lot of customers out there who use the software for free, which is great because we're an open source software. But also the paying customers, some are sat here today, thanks very much. And obviously getting to 100 million is pretty rare for an open source organisation. We power a lot of the systems across the globe. We're a global organisation now. So born in Sri Lanka, but we've obviously branched out to other parts of the world. So we're running huge amounts of transactions, whether that's identities, our API managements around transactions, digital initiatives. These figures on the screen are figures that every year we run. Oh, God, I knew this happened. We tried to sort the slide out earlier, but I just thought I'd put this up on the screen in terms of some of the great logos that WSO2 have acquired over the years. Some really great names there. Certainly for the UK, I'm pretty sure that most of you would recognise some of those names. Yeah, just a bit about the portfolio. I just thought I'd just cover this kind of briefly. A lot of people use us for the API management, but there are other products in the portfolio, including integration, identity management. We also have an internal developer platform as well. I think what's great at WSO2 is that we have SaaS offerings now, but we also support the open source communities and still maintain the versioning and a roadmap around on-premise, the community, as well as those SaaS versions. So, and I think certainly is local governments, government organisations are looking at keeping data sovereignty in the UK. I think that's a good thing and sets us up quite uniquely. You may or may not be aware that EQT acquired WSO2 last year for around 600 million. We are now part of a bigger family, including Suzy Linux, who's owned by that organisation. They're a VC, but we're here for the longer term. In terms of WSO2, they're quite renowned for making investments in the local countries to grow the business. So we're certainly going to be here for the longer term. Just a little bit about the board. We've got quite a few board members that have come in from the EQT acquisition. Someone I'm quite familiar with actually is DP. He's on this slide, who is ex-Red Hat, which is the organisation I came from before coming to WSO2. But he's now the CEO of SUSE. So he's given some advisory services in terms of where we're going to go as a business. We have Jonas, who's an ex-CEO of Microsoft. Obviously, we've got Sanjeeva there, who's our CEO. He continues to drive the business, drive the strategy, and the product portfolio. So we're going to continue to be open source. There's no kind of, since the acquisitions, there's no change in that, and it is 100% open source. There's not many companies who claim to do that, but there is obviously a paid service if customers want the added services from WSO2. Just a little bit about the way we think about technology. Sometimes it's a bit like white water rafting, in terms of, trying to navigate that, and we really want to basically provide a service to make you have a smooth journey rather than, all the rapids and everything else that comes with that. And you know, you've probably seen some of these kind of charts before in terms of the hype scale charts. What we're trying to do is provide consistency for our customers, certainty, with all of this hype that goes on, you know. And certainly the world of AI, there's certainly a lot of hype in that space at the moment. So, you know, I think, you know, having a company for 20 years or having a business sustain for 20 years and be successful, certainly in the open source, is tremendous for WSO2. And we're forever changing, you know, in terms of our approach, our technology. You have to evolve to the market. You know, if you look at, you know, some companies in the UK, Thomas Cook, for instance, you know, over 100-year company, you know, they didn't really get digital, so you know, they didn't really adopt that quick enough to survive. You know, companies like Kodak, if you're old enough to remember them, you know, didn't really get into the kind of digital films and stuff like that. And you know, I think that's why WSO2 will continue to evolve. And I think this is the kind of company line that, you know, we see in this is a journey which is, there's no kind of end game to that, yeah. As our CEO says, we're going to be a forever company. We're going to continue to grow, continue to evolve, whether that's getting the 100 million mark, the EQ acquisition, maybe IPO further down the line. We will continue to go on that journey. We obviously talked about AI today, so I thought I'd put a couple of slides in here about AI. A lot of our products, or pretty much all of our products, are running code for AI. So we have an approach where we don't have a separate product for AI, but a lot of the products we're shipping, we're trying to ship use cases in some of the products and services that we're delivering. So certainly, if you want a later version, you can take use of some of those AI capabilities. It's not going to cost you any more money. You know, if you bought a subscription, you'll get access to this anyway. So we have pro code and low code. That's something we've pitched, you know, in terms of having both options. You know, whether you want to be deeply into the code or you want some high-level natural language, we can do both things. Yeah, just a few things. A lot of these stats are actually come from Gartner, actually, to be honest with you. And I think we're quite well placed, you know, when you look at some of the obstacles and challenges of adopting AI in the enterprise. You know, and you look at this, you know, in terms of we were an integration company, so we, you know, 79% of enterprise customers, when this survey was done, was basically saying that the integration is one of the major problems. And obviously, like all new technologies which are adopted, you know, skills and talent gap is always a major problem. Then obviously, I think the big thing on here is the data, you know, so obviously if you're using LLMs, you know, to gather AI, and data is obviously very important. So if your data's not in order, then obviously the results won't be great. So, and obviously we're an open source company, so kind of lock-in is, you know, there's no vendor lock-in with us. Yeah, there's a few use cases here. So, you know, in terms of, you know, banking, healthcare, retail, logistics, manufacturing. Yeah, so we came up with these kind of different use cases around, you know, processing, you know, loans using agents, customer support. We're certainly going to be talking a lot more about AI use cases today. Like I say, we've got a fantastic lineup for you as an audience. Some new speakers, new customers like TSB. We've got GitHub speaking. We're certainly doing a demo later this afternoon around code for AI, using AI agents and bookings. So hopefully you look forward to that. That's it for me. I've got a few words to say at the end of the day, but if you wish to come up and speak to me, then yeah, please feel free to reach out. I'm here all day. There's some customer meeting rooms actually downstairs, so if you want to meet any of the account managers in the room for a quick chat, then yeah, please feel to reach out to me or the team. Thanks.